same response to my presentation? I hope so. I hope so. Thank you for that. My name's Eric Johnson. I'm a Beachbody coach like you guys. And it's funny that Danielle was telling that story because that's exactly me. The tracking sheets and the color-coded Excel sheets and the crazy Evernote notebooks. And it just made me want to cry, seriously. Like I couldn't stand the thought of it. I remember when I was a new coach, I heard, um, what's her name now? Fit and Funky. Anyone? You know what I'm talking about. Danielle Katz, before she was married. And now she's Danielle Natoni, right? Yes. Okay. Say thank you. She did a call and she was telling how the 7 or 8 apps that she uses to stay organized. And I wrote them down. There were 7 apps that she used with color codes. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's just not going to happen. I had a full-time corporate career, family, like probably you guys, and I was doing stuff on my lunch break and it was just crazy. So I'm going to do, well, I've already kind of started my presentation, so I'll just keep talking and then I'll pull up the slides in a second. But just to give you guys some background on me, I come from the coaching and training industry anyways. I've been working in that industry for 15 years in the real estate industry, teaching lead generation, coaching, and training people on how to do a specific marketing system called relationship marketing. I'm going to give you guys a quick training on relationship marketing tonight. And that is the lead generation system that Teamzy is built upon. And I had the opportunity in real estate to work on some tools, some technology tools to help real estate agents to do the same kind of thing that we're trying to do, which is generate leads and be in contact with people and have it in an organized way. Are any of you guys real estate agents also? So the one thing that they have in common with Beachbody coaches, they're kind of free-spirited and they're drawn to that industry because they're not the kind of people that want to have a job or lots of structure in their life. They want to kind of be in control, which means that they're not always super great with systems. They have to be helped along. So it was a really good kind of experience to do that. And when I became a coach, I was like, this community needs something cool like this. Okay, let me jump over here. And hold on one second, guys. So you thought I was going to be the techie guy, right? Not so much. All right. So you guys see my presentation now? Big purple screen? Okay, awesome. So we're going to talk a little bit about relationship marketing. And you guys will probably get some good nuggets in here. So hopefully you have a pen and paper. I've got some good stuff to share with you. So this is me. I've had a physical transformation through Beachbody as well, which is why I'm so passionate to share this with people. And I want you guys to be successful, share it with more people too. The guy on the left is in his 20s and the guy on the right is in his 40s. So I thought that was kind of cool. Okay. That's kind of the thing that I always tell people is we can reverse your aging process. So what is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. Okay, a lead generation system. That is a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. Why am I bothering to define that for you guys? Because the first thing that I want you to do is shift your mindset to this fact. Your business is not helping people lead healthy and fulfilling lives. It's not your business. Business is not selling Shakeology or workout programs. That's not your business. That might be the mission. That might be what you're trying to accomplish, but your business is lead generation. You guys are in the lead generation business. Okay. And so I want you to start thinking that way, because when you look at your day, gosh, did I work on my business today? If you didn't do activities that were lead generation activities, you didn't work in your business today. You were busy, right? And you were doing functions of your business, but you didn't work on your business. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the first mindset shift, is that you guys are in the lead generation business. Without generating leads, we don't get to help people impact their lives, change their lives, right? If we don't first generate those leads. Okay. Oh man, that was a mouthful. The main difference between relationship marketing and other popular lead generation systems is this underlying philosophy. This is my favorite part of it, guys, that developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. That developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. So why are we generating leads? We're generating leads so that we can create relationships. Trust me, it'll turn into sales eventually. Okay, let's keep going. In relationship marketing, we serve and bring value first. Okay, we serve and bring value first. And by investing in our relationships, we create a groundswell of business that comes by repeat and referral business. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit later about how you could duplicate all your current clients right away. Whether you're selling real estate or refrigerators or Shakeology, I have no idea why I pulled refrigerators into that sentence, but it sounded good. Your success will be measured by the quality of the relationships you've developed. Write that one down. Your success will be measured by the quality of the relationships you've developed. Okay. Relationship marketing is also serving your customers in such a way they become walking, talking billboards for your business. That's what you guys want. You want your people out talking about you. And I'll talk to you a little bit about how to do that.
Yes, it's done.
Don't confuse relationship marketing with word of mouth. Don't confuse it with word of mouth. Word of mouth is passive. That's when, hey, I did a great job and I really hope somebody spreads the word and something happens, right? Maybe somebody will call me, I hope. No, this is a proactive system. Okay, it's a proactive system. That means that you guys are the spark. You're the thing that creates the momentum in your business, okay? And this system will systemize your contact and care in such a way that it will create a predictable stream of leads, And those of you guys who are already using Teamzy probably have noticed that when you put in your income goal, it calculates what activities you need to do to hit that. That's because this is a system we can predict. We can actually measure it. Okay. So this whole thing depends on trust. I know a lot of you guys are wondering, when is the software training coming? This is important. We're going to get there. So relationship marketing, it depends on trust. People need to trust you. This isn't going to work if people don't trust you. Connecting with people, deepening relationship doesn't matter if they don't trust you. But trust is what makes the work fun. It makes it fun because you don't have to convince them of anything. You can just get right into helping them. You know, it takes the ickiness out of the sales process. So I know you guys have experienced this. When somebody comes to you because their friend or family member is already working with you, how awesome it is to work with that person, right? Because they already have an idea of how good you are at what you do as a coach. And this is my favorite part of this, is that when people trust you, you get to go for yes. And I'm contrasting this with the go for no thing. And Danielle was talking about she got on the Star Diamond group and they were talking about all their crazy spreadsheets. I've been in that experience too, but except for they're talking about their go for no sheets. Anybody do that? Go for no's? Where it's like, you know, you'd make a list of all the people who've rejected you, and then it's like a badge of honor that people came on the call and goes, I got 200 no's this week and I'm going for 400 no's next week because, you know, the more no's, the closer I get to a yes. Like, I don't know. I'm not tough enough for that. Honestly, I can't do that. Like I'll hide under my desk before I go for no's, but I will go for yeses all day long. So what I want to do is go where the relationships are warm. And if my relationships are cold, then I'm going to have a system to warm them. Does that make sense? I'll show you guys a little bit more of that as we go. So how do you build trust? There's actually a way to do it. Okay. And just understand that there are two pillars of trust: character and competence. Character and competence. Okay. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care. Okay. And this is the primary thing that people care about. They want to know that you care about them. This is when you give value to people with no expectation. When you give them great content, when you're sharing tips, when you're giving, when you guys are giving away your meal plans, when you're inspiring people, that's when you are demonstrating character. And when you're showing that you're relatable, right? That you've got a family and a dog and that you're a normal person. Those are things that demonstrate your character to people. Okay. The second one is competence. And competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do. You're a competent coach, right? You're showing that you can take care of them when there's a customer service issue. You're showing them that you're knowledgeable enough to answer their questions about nutrition or about their fitness. You're demonstrating that you're somebody who can mentor them, that they can trust you to mentor them in this business. That's competence. Okay, and so this is a little aside, but I will tell you guys what we found over years and years and years of developing marketing systems is that the good ratio is about 3-to-1 character to competence. 3-to-1 character to competence. Okay, so just kind of keep that, understand that. They want to know that you care 3 times as often as that you're good at what you do. So when you're posting on social media, when you're talking to people, when you're writing your blogs, whatever, just keep that mix in mind, 3-to-1. because we will try to do it. We'll try to make it even. And if you make it equal, it's just too much competence, too much business. Okay. Both character and competence are reinforced by your integrity. So what does this mean? It means that if you're not a trustworthy person, you can't build trust. I mean, it's just not going to work, right? You can't use the system to create trust when there's nothing behind it. So I always ask these questions. Are you who you say you are? Are you who you say you are? And you've got a persona that you've created for social media, or that you've created a Coach Sally at crazyaboutlivinglifetothefullest.com or whatever, right? We've all created those. Are you that person? Does your life match what you're teaching? Like, is that actually your lifestyle? And this is just important. This is just a side note. You have to be an integrous person. If you're a coach and you're selling a healthy lifestyle, you need to be living that healthy lifestyle. So many coaches are so back and forth on their programs, dropping programs, falling off the wagon for 3 weeks at a time on their nutrition, and people are watching that, and they're losing trust. So be a product to the product. You guys have heard this before, right? A million times, and you're going to wonder why I'm talking about it, but there is a good reason for it. So are you doing your workout? Are you doing a Beachbody program? Are you actually doing a Beachbody program at all times? I mean, I know that we love to exercise. That's why we're coaches, but I'm always kind of amazed when people are at the gym doing stuff. It's like, wait, that's not our lifestyle, right? We're selling home workouts. Are you drinking your shake? Are you living healthy? Are you doing your personal development? Are you being consistent with these things? Are you showing people that you're struggling, but it's constantly moving forward, right? Not perfect, but determined. Those are keywords. I highlighted them because they're going to make sense in a second. I'm going to make a good point. And always helping others proactively. Proactively means that you're going out of your way to help people. You're not just responding to cries for help, but you're looking for people to help. You're looking for opportunities to serve. You're looking for people who could use whatever you have to offer, okay? Caring when there's nothing in it for you. This is a huge piece of it, okay? So this is an important point I want you guys to write down. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People are inspired by consistency. When they tell you, you guys are, you're so inspiring, your posts on social media, they're so inspiring to me. Think about what's inspiring to them. It's not that you've had a transformation. Maybe you even haven't had one yet, It's about the fact that you're being consistent. You're consistently posting that you're doing these things, and that's inspiring them because people respect it and desire it. In fact, if you guys read this book here, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, really awesome. If you're a reader, read this. If you're not a reader, this is kind of dense, but it's a really great book. It's all about the laws of social influence, okay? One of the things that Cialdini talks about in this book is that many psychologists agree that the desire to be consistent is the primary motivating factor for human beings. Think about that for a second. The desire to be consistent is the primary motivating factor for human beings. Probably you guys would have come to the call just to find out what the primary motivating factor for all human beings is, right? Now it's the desire to be consistent. That's why people will fail in your groups, because they want to be consistent, even at a subconscious level, to their bad habits, right? And that's why they can succeed, is when we help create an environment for them to become consistent in better choices and better habits than they were doing before. This is a huge thing, guys. And if you want people to trust you, you have to understand that they're going to be inspired by and they're going to trust you for your consistency. Okay. And so the good news is we already talked about workouts, shakes, nutrition, personal development, right? Most of you guys can check those boxes off and say, I'm pretty consistent on those, right? Which is awesome. But here, how about your relationships? How about your relationships? Okay. Are you as consistent about staying in touch with your relationships as you are about your workouts, your shakes, your personal development, your social posts? I mean, probably that one hit you between the eyes for most of you because you're normal people, right? And this is why it's so hard. Think about how hard it was for you guys to get consistent with the other stuff. I mean, it was a process, right? I mean, it was a real struggle to get consistent working out and doing nutrition, all that. So it's going to be the same with relationships. But this, I will tell you right now, guys, people respect this the most and they value it the most because it makes them really feel cared for. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this. Relationship building is a contact sport. Relationship building is a contact sport. What does that mean? It's not tackle football. It means you have to make contact. You have to be in contact with people if you want a relationship with them, right? This is one of my big points I want you guys to write down. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Think about it. Why do you think it is when you get a thoughtfully written, handwritten note, you value it so much more than just a store-bought card, right? I mean, it's so much more valuable. It might even be something that you keep forever. It's because it represents an investment of time. Somebody had to take their time to write you that note. They had to think about what they were going to say. It comes from the heart, right? Because they invested time. The most scarce and valuable resource they have, they invested in your relationship. It didn't take as much time to pick a card out and write thanks on it. It took as it did to write a note. And that's why it's so impactful when we invest time in people. And so if you want to have relationships and you want to deepen relationships and you want to build trust, the only way to do it is to invest time and connect. Okay. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to stay in contact with everybody that you know and all the people that you're meeting? Right? A database, I use the word database. What I mean by database is it's a list of relationships, right? Your list of relationships. You've got a big list already, and it should be like an ocean, right? Your database should be like an ocean, and you need to have fresh water flowing in it all the time. So now you've got all these people that you know. It's probably like 2,000 people for some of you, and you're meeting all these people over here. How are you going to invest all that time into all those relationships? You need a system. It is doable. You just need a system that will help you stay in contact with everybody, a system that will tell you when to contact them. You'll know what to say when you do it, and nobody falls through the cracks. It's really important, right? So I've used all the water analogies. It's going to be watertight. You don't have any leakage. Okay, so I will show you the system right now. Now we'll get to Teamzy. See, wasn't that worth it? Little interlude there. Okay, let me jump over here. See a couple new faces since the last time I was over here looking at you guys. Okay, are you guys seeing my Teamzy dashboard now? Good, thank you. It's really bizarre talking to a muted screen full of people. If you guys have never done it, I suggest you do it sometime. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so you can see I have a few things done. Now, what's funny is I got on the call 10 minutes before we started. It was just Danielle and me, and I realized that I'd been busy today and I hadn't done any connects in Teamzy, and I wanted to have some numbers up here. So I did, let's see, how many I do? I did 9. I connected with 9 people in 5 minutes. It's pretty cool, right? Before our call. So here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to show you guys, for those of you who haven't done anything with it yet, I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up. It'll take me a couple minutes. And then I'm going to show you how you do a power hour in this thing, which is really more like a power 15, 20 minutes, and just slay it, okay? And then I'll open it up to questions for you guys. So first thing I want you guys to know is any of you guys who aren't already using this, you can get a free 30-day trial. Free 30-day trial, teamzy.com. Spelled like this, teamzy.com. Go get a free 30-day trial. You don't have to put a credit card or anything. Just go in there and use it. Get it going for free, okay? In fact, if you want to start your 30-day free trial while we're on this call right now, I won't be offended at all because I can't see what you're doing anyways. Okay. So I want to go to Setup Wizard. When you guys start your trial, you're going to come into this Setup Wizard, and it's just going to lead you through the process of setting it up, okay? So you're going to do 3 big steps. Set your income goal, and then Teamzy will tell you what to do to achieve your income goal. Then you're going to create a why, a powerful why, so that you know why you're working for this. And then we're going to get your contacts into the system and rank them. Okay. So we'll just kind of swing through this really fast. Set your income goal. So I set my income goal for 150,000, which is totally, Teamzy makes it so easy that I can do that in under 30 minutes a day in Teamzy. I can do the activities required for that, which is pretty awesome once you get it set up. So personally sponsored coaches, I just left it at 0 because I don't have enough for it to really impact my income that much yet. So I recommend doing that too. If you guys are like under 5-star diamond, maybe just put that at 0 to start. Okay. So Now Teamzy has estimated for me to do this in the next 12 months, I need to make 4,348 connects. Okay, no big deal. In fact, I've got it written right here on my, I call this the shed quarters. This is my office, my shed office. My kids call it the shoffice. I have it right here on the wall, 4348. That's my goal. Okay, so sounds like a lot, but you see, if I go to the next page, Teamzy breaks it down by the day, so that it's something I can take a bite out of. Anyone ever hear the, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? One bite at a time. That's the way your business is too. And so I will tell you guys this: if you keep your focus small, you can build your business big. Okay, keep your focus small, you build your business big. So you look at what can I do today to my business? What can I do today to make an impact in my business? It's like the whole Darren Hardy compound effect, right? The slight edge, all of those things, they're all telling the same thing, because this is how success is built. It's built day by day. So on a daily basis, Teamzy's recommending I do 9 prospect connects, 6 connects with customers, 4 connects with coaches on my downline. Okay. You can customize these however you want. I only recommend that you go up though. So I actually do 20 connects a day, and this is my mix. So I do a custom mix. 14, 4, and 2 is my mix. 14, 4, and 2. Okay. And this is actually my account, so I don't want to change those numbers, just to demonstrate to you guys. The next piece is finding your why. Now, have you guys gone through any exercises on finding your why, understanding why you're a coach? This is huge. This is really huge. And if you guys haven't heard this before, I love that you're going to think I'm brilliant for coming up with it, even though I'm stealing it from somebody else. But this is the truth. Your willpower sucks. Your willpower sucks. Nobody has willpower. Willpower is just kind of a thing that's made up. What people have is why power. They have why power, right? You have to know why. The reason why you're doing something hard has to be more important than the what you have to do, right? And so what we did was, knowing that this is a huge piece of this process, as a coach, if you don't have a powerful why, you're not going to make it. You're going to quit when it's hard. You have to spend some time doing this. And you guys may not have done this yet, and that's fine. But you need to go through this. This is just a journaling exercise to help you clarify that thought in your mind. Why did you become a coach? Great. So, if I'll take you through my process. Why did I become a coach? Because everyone was asking me about it. They were asking me about my weight loss, and I was like, I'm losing money by not being a coach. Great. What did you hope to accomplish? I thought if I can make $500 a month extra, that would be awesome. Why was that important to you? Well, because since the recession, I hadn't been making as much salary as I used to make. What would this be? So it started bringing me through this thought process. And what I realized when I got through to the end, guys, is that being a coach meant so much more to me than $500 a month. It was an opportunity for me to create security in my life that I was in control of, that I wasn't at the whim of an employer who could lay me off, in a recession, or for whatever whim, because they had gas one day, right? That I could actually build wealth for my family, but at the same time be around my children, be there watching them grow, spend more time with my wife, work on our relationship. All of those things I could do. So it became deeper, right? It became much deeper. And so now when I think about that why for me, it's so much easier for me to push through and connect with 20 people when I don't feel like it, right? So go through this process. Okay, I'm going to keep going. This last box that you fill in will publish on your dashboard. Every time you come into Teamzy, it'll be there. You read it every day. Read it every day to reconnect to your why. The last piece is to get all your contacts in. So if you've got contacts somewhere else, like Google Contacts or another CRM or wherever, you export those to a CSV file. That's just the file format that all these databases use, okay? And then you import it right into Teamzy, okay? If you have it in a spreadsheet, you can save as CSV in Word. You want to get all your Facebook friends in here. There's a little video with instructions on how to do that, okay? Get all your Facebook friends in here so that you're contacting them in a systemized way. And then, of course, get your customers and coaches from the online office imported in, okay? So there's instructions on all those. Okay, great. So now when you finish that, you're going to be it'll drop you into your list. It'll look just like this. And you'll be in rank mode, okay? You'll be in rank mode. So that's normal mode, you'll be in rank mode. What does this mean? This is where you give them a star rating, like you're rating a Netflix or something on Yelp. 5 stars is awesome, 1 star is not so awesome. What does that mean? Okay, well, let me give you a little bit more. The whole point here is, for this system to work, this system won't work if you don't do this, by the way. If you don't rank your contacts, if you skip this step, Teamzy will not work for you, okay? All the intelligence is based on the priority you set, because guys, you have to understand this. If you don't prioritize your relationships, you can never prioritize your time. If you don't prioritize your relationships, you can never prioritize your time. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is we want to spend and invest the most time in our best relationships, right? And in those relationships that are most likely to be our best relationships. So they're the ones that are most likely to do business with us, most likely to join our team, most likely to bring new people to us. Okay? Those are the people we want to spend the most time with. So those are going to be your fives. Your fives are the people that you're going to talk to every single month. That is really often, by the way. Like if if you have a friend that you call every month, it seems like you're always talking to them, but that's a good way to maintain or to improve a really great relationship. A 4-star person is going to come up. You're going to get a reminder to connect with them every 2 months. Okay. If they're 3 stars, every 3 months. If they're 2 stars, every 4 months. Okay. And if they're a 1-star, you're not going to get a reminder. Those are people that you have in your database. You can look them up anytime you want, but they're not somebody that you are actively marketing to or staying in touch with. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. You go through your list, right? So I have 1,400 people in here. It took me an hour. It took me an hour, but it was totally worth it, right? And all I did was I put on some tunes and I just cranked through this and gave everybody a ranking. Just go from your gut. It doesn't matter. Are they a 4? Are they a 5? Don't sweat it, okay? Just do your best job through it, because you can change these as you go, but you got to do the first pass through so that Teamzy can organize your power hours for you. Because here's what happens. Have you guys noticed that the people that are kind of annoying tend to monopolize your time? Right? They take your time. And then what happens to the best customer? What happens to the best coach? They're good. They're good. I'm going to focus on the problem child. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? That's not the way it's supposed to be. The best person should get the most investment, right? The best person should get the most investment. I mean, it's scriptural. For those of you guys, hopefully no one's offended by that, but if you are, I'm sorry that you are. But in the Bible, it was the guy who made the most with the gold that was given him was given the most, right? So we give the most to the people that give the most back. Like, we want to invest in those. So make sure you do this. Okay, it's really important. All right. So I think I made that point really well. Great. Once you've done that, now you guys, so it took me an hour to do the ranking. Everything else was super easy. Great. Now here's the best part. I never, ever, ever have to plan my power hour again. Never again. So how long does it take to plan a power hour? Have you ever successfully done it? When we coached real estate agents, to do an hour of calling typically took an hour of planning, right? At least, and that's without distraction. So now you never have to do that again. So you just saved 20 hours a week, right? And if your goal was $150,000, by the way, that's $72 an hour that your time is worth. So multiply that by 20. That's what you just saved per month for using Teamzy. That's pretty good. You see? I can do math. I did that math earlier. I'm not that good. So let me show you how to do a power hour. You come in here, and here's the dashboard. Everything you need is right here. There's other cool stuff that Teamzy does, but if all you do is just this screen, you guys are golden. So here's my goals. I'm supposed to do 14. Remember, I've already done 8, so I've got 6 left. Each time I do, and this little blue circle starts to fill in, so I get this visual kind of confirmation when I'm done. Gives me a little dopamine hit. I'm excited, right? Those of you guys who are doing it, you get this thing that says at the end, you've crushed it when you get to 100%, and it's like, that's like the ultimate. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my prospects. See, they're in order: prospects, customers, coaches, new ads. If you look at it here, you've got prospects, customers, coaches, and your follow-ups, okay? So I'm going to start with my prospects. All right. So the first person on my list is Jeffrey. I don't second guess this stuff. I just go for it. Okay. Jeffrey, there he is. Bam. He used to do video at my former place of work. So I'm going to write something really profound to Jeffrey. I'm going to spend about a half an hour reading his Facebook page to catch up with him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding. I haven't talked to him. Look, there's not even a message on here. I need to reconnect. I need to start a conversation with him. So this is what I'm going to do. I actually want to reconnect with this guy because I need some help doing some video, and he does amazing video. All right, so boom. Hi, Jeffrey. Just popping by to say hello. How are you? I hope today was awesome, Eric. Okay, great. It's just a nice message. My goal is just to start a conversation, just to, for him to go, hey, thanks for reaching out, and we're gonna start talking. Okay. You can see already on the side a couple of other people I connected to right before we came on the call have already responded and started a conversation with me. So what I'm gonna do is I just copied that, and I'm going to toggle back to Teamzy. Say I've got Facebook and Teamzy open in their own little tabs. I'm going to click on connect. I'm just going to paste it. You don't have to copy and paste. You can just write a note if you want, but I just copy and paste to make it easy. That was a Facebook message, complete. Now check it out. He's gone off my list. My list moved up. Okay, my list moved up. Next person I'm going to connect with is Chris. So when Jeffrey responds to me and we have a conversation, I'm hoping that conversation will lead to an invite, but it might not this time. It might just be a nice conversation. It might be next time he comes up, it's an invite, or the time after that, right? My goal is to connect, deepen the relationship, see if there's any way I can serve him, and hopefully it's an invite. If not, I keep going. So I'm doing 20 people a day. I'm going to have 6 or 7 conversations out of 20. That's going to be successful. Who was the next person? Was it Chris Fisher? There she is. Okay. So, hey, look at what she's reading. You are a badass. Love it. See, I know good people. Have you guys read that book? Anyone? How about the webcast that she did last month? That was awesome. Okay, so hey, look what I did. I'm going to use the same message, just for efficiency's sake. And that's how I can do this so quickly and so efficiently. Okay, so I'm going to close these ones out, just so they're not in our way. So look at this, guys. I'm going to paste this one in here too, and I'm going to keep going. This is how you do a power hour. Now, I usually do mine 5:45 to 6:15 in the morning. I do my power hour, and I crank through these 20 connects. And then all day long, I have these conversations going, right? It's a beautiful thing. So it's like I do the proactive thing. I start the fires. I send out the sparks. And then the rest of the day, I connect with people, which is what I love to do. So when I get done with all 14 of my prospects, now I'm going to start connecting with my customers, right? So let me check in on Russ. Russ just started T25 this week. Russ is a cool dude. He's actually in his 60s, and he is training for an ascent up Mount Rainier right now. He's an alpine dude. Okay, so here's the thing I want you guys to know. I'm just checking in with him now. What I'm going to do in this conversation is I am going to get Russ to duplicate himself. I'll talk to you guys about that in a second. So why do we need to be in touch with our customers as much as prospects? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The obvious one is you want your customers to stay customers, right? You want them to continue with their shakes. You want them to continue doing workout programs, to continue becoming a walking, talking billboard for your business, maybe even to become a coach and join your team, but you have to keep them engaged for them to do that. That's really important. So you have to be in contact with them. But here's the most important part, guys, keeping in touch with your customers. The hottest source you have for a new lead is a current customer. The hottest source you have for a new lead is a current customer. There's no better lead source than somebody who's already doing it. They're using Shakeology. They're in your challenge group. They're working out. They're having a great time. They're at work with their little containers, bothering people, trying to explain why they don't want the Costco birthday cake for Sammy because they're on the 21-day fix. They're talking about it constantly. So the question is, why aren't they bringing you? Why is every challenger you have not bringing you 2 more? Why are they not doing it? I'll tell you why they're not doing it. Because you have to initiate that. You have to ask them to do it. You have to ask them to do it. And it can't be passive. You have to go for it. So here's how I would do it. Russ, how's everything going? He's going to tell me it's great. I'm going to say, listen, I'm really proud of the progress that you're making. And I just wonder, can you think of anybody that you know that you care about that would benefit from being in the next group next month, in our next group? Right? And then when I ask specifically, can you think of somebody who would benefit from being in our next group? He might say, oh, my brother-in-law would be probably a good candidate. Great. Awesome. I would be honored to help him. Would you just introduce us, by text or message? Just do a quick introduction, and then I'll get him all the information he needs. Okay. So I always say, don't ask for the referral, ask for the introduction. And it's so easy to ask somebody to do that. Just introduce us via text or message, and I'll send them information. Okay. Now, the magic of that, guys, is not only will they bring a new relationship to you that you can develop. Don't think of that person as a lead that you're going to close. Think of that person as a new relationship you get to develop, right? Because they're more than one sale. They are their entire network of people that you can help. They're opening up for you to help. So every time you're connecting with a customer, you're looking to duplicate them so that you can help more people, and you can serve them deeper by helping the people they care about. Does that make sense? So you got to do it. You owe that to those people to serve their friends and their family. And I always use words like, I would be honored to help your friends. I will take good care of them for you. Does that make sense? So it's all about serving them. It's not about serving yourself. Honestly, guys, we don't make a lot of money when we sell a challenge pack. I always tell people, I go, the commission's like $40 or $50. So it's not like I'm trying to get your money. I want you to have some skin in the game, but I really want to help you change your life. You know what I mean? Okay. So once you get through your prospects, your customers, now you want to connect with coaches. And this is a great opportunity for you guys to celebrate your coaches. Use the opportunity to connect, to find something to celebrate, give them a Yahoo, give them an encouragement on. I know that a lot of you guys do a weekly call. You're on Zoom with them all the time, but there's nothing that replaces a little one-on-one attention, right? And people ask me, what about people that are, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels down? I think it's awesome for you to reach out and say hello to those people. And I also have coaches, lots of coaches in my Teamzy who are not in my downline at all. They're just coaches that I know, because it's important to have relationships. It's important to spread the love far and wide. You learn from other coaches. You lean on each other for support and encouragement. And here's there's an old saying that if you give it out in slices, it comes back to you in loaves. Right? Give it out in slices. It comes back to you loaves. Share what you've got. Share what you know. Share what you've learned. Share something that's inspiring with you. And it doesn't matter if there's anything in it for you. Just keep sharing it, and it will pay. Okay? So now when you've gone through and you've done your power hour, you did your prospects, your customers, your coaches, you're done. And I do 30 minutes tops to take me to get through that. Okay, and you're done, and all of those conversations are started, right? And then you just have them all day long. Now here's the cool part, guys. This is the best part about Teamzy right here, and I know that I'm spending a lot of time talking. I will give you guys some time to ask me questions. This is the best part, is the follow-ups. The follow-ups, this is the watertight part of it. So what happens? Russ calls me back, or Russ messages me back, and it turns into an invite. So I'm gonna, we have a conversation all day. I'm gonna use Russ as my example. Hey, look, I got a duplicate. That happens sometimes. You just delete the extra one. That's my good one, right? That one's got all his information. So I'll use that one. We'll delete the other one. To delete, you just click on this little trash can, boom, and delete them, okay? It's really easy. Don't worry about it. If you see somebody that's a duplicate, just wipe them out. Okay, so let's say Russ, now we're talking, and now it's going to become an invite. So now I'm going to log a new connect, and this time I'm going to put it in as an invite, okay? So whatever it may be, let's say it's a business opportunity invite. So I've talked to him a little about business opportunity. Now I need to follow up. I can't just see Russ is a 3. He's going to come back in 3 months. I'm not going to wait 3 months to follow up on this. I got to set a follow up. So I'm going to follow up tomorrow. Okay. So let's say I drop him on that follow up tomorrow. Okay. Now when I'm on my dashboard, I come in the morning, I finish my power hour, and I hit my follow-ups. The red ones are the ones that are due. I got to get on those, right? So these are the ones that are due. I've got a few here that I need to do today. I need to follow up on, okay? So when I do my follow-up with these people, I can actually, while I'm following up with them, I can create my next follow-up. And so you want to just always set the next one, set the next one, set the next one. If you guys may not know this, so I'm just going to tell you. You need to follow up 7 to 9 times. Between 7 and 9 is where 80% of sales happen. Between the 7th and 9th follow-up is where 80% of sales happen. Did you guys know that? So if you're not following up that much, you're missing out, right? And I look at it like this. We're actually selling hope for people. We're selling them a plan that can change their lives. So if you fail to follow up enough, you've actually taken that back from them. You know what I mean? Like, you've taken back their health. Like, we have an obligation is what I'm saying. We have a duty to follow up better. Okay. So you follow up tomorrow, follow up tomorrow, follow up tomorrow. How many times do you follow up? 7 to 9 times. I will get to the 9th follow-up within 2 months. Okay. So I'll follow up day, tomorrow, then 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, and then I'll start backing them off. Okay. But let me give you guys a little tip on following up. This is just a little thing that I discovered over the years. Coaching people in real estate, people used to pay us $500 for 2 30-minute phone calls each month to coach them, and they would not show up for their phone calls. They would hide because they hadn't done their action steps. You guys see that happen with people in your challenge groups? They hide because they haven't been working out. And so when somebody's paying me that much money, I feel like I need to follow them. I need to follow them. You know, I do the same thing with my challengers because I feel like it's my duty. Hey, if you want me to be your coach, I am not going to let you go. I am going to ride you relentlessly. I tell them that in the beginning. So here's what I do. Okay, so I'm going to send you, Danielle, you're going to be my challenge group person who's getting an invite to the group. So Danielle, I just sent you the email. This might be in message, by the way. I just emailed you all the information about the upcoming challenge group, 21-day fix and Shakeology. Everything's in the email, ordering links, everything. I will follow up with you tomorrow to see if you have any questions, right? And then she was, thanks. Right. So I set it for tomorrow. So tomorrow when I follow up, what do I say? This is really important. I say, hi, Danielle, it's Eric. Just following up like I promised I would. Just following up like I promised I would. Do you have any questions? Okay, so what did we do? We took the follow-up, which feels like a nagging, and we turned it into a fulfillment of a promise. We turned it into a deposit in the trust account. We turned it into I actually might be the person I say I am. You might be starting to believe it now, right? Great. So every time now that I follow up with her, there's 2 things that I do. 1, I remind her that I'm doing her a favor by following up. And 2, I never ask her to do anything. Never ask her to do anything. You know when you get those phone calls that say, please call me back? Hi, please call me back. Aren't those annoying? But how great are the ones that are like, sorry, I missed you. I'll try you again between 3 and 4. There's just a difference, right? So don't ask her to do anything. Keep following up and keep reminder that you're doing what you said you would do. So each time you follow up, hey, checking in again. Hey, I told you I wouldn't let you fall through the cracks. Here I am doing my due diligence. How can I help you today? Is there anything I can do for you today? Did you have any questions? You know, this group's coming up soon. I don't know if we're going to make the deadline, but I'm still here to help you. I'm still committed to helping you with the goal you told me about, that you wanted to lose 40 pounds, that you didn't want to have diabetes like your mom, right? So whatever, those are examples that you know, that's a common one that I get a lot. People right now, I'm in my 40s, so a lot of people that I know, their parents are struggling with their health right now, and people are watching that. And, you know, so it's a big deal. So your follow-ups, guys, your follow-ups have to be relentless and loving, right? Relentless and loving. It's just like parenting. It's just like parenting. So that's my advice to you. But this system will let you do it, and it keeps it all right there. You can also go over to your team page, and you can see your full follow-up list. You can kind of see all of it down and manage it. See, they're green when you have a little bit of time, yellow when they're coming up soon, and they're red when they're due. Okay. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love. And what's crazy is you guys will start, when you're going through the process with Teamzy, you're going to be finding people on Facebook that you messaged that you didn't follow up with. You're going to see it. You're going to see that the last message you sent was an information on a group and you never followed up. And it's going to be like, oh, but it's okay. You just pick up now and start that relationship again. That happens to me all the time. So, because before Teamzy was ready, I literally would go to my messages page on Facebook and go, who did I talk to last week? You know, hopefully I didn't miss anybody. So, all right. I know I went off. Hey, look, everyone's still here. I must not have been that bad. What questions do you guys have? Let me just open it up to you guys.
All right, anybody, who's going to talk first?
Me, because I'm ADD and I always talk first. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. So I wrote down like a bunch of questions because I've been using Teamzy for like the past 3 or 4 days. And so I wanted to know, first question, and this is really dumb, but why is it called Teamzy?
Because it helps you build your team.
Like, so it's like a Teamzy effect or something?
It's a team done easy. I don't know.
Oh, it's like team and easy put together.
Yeah.
Okay, that I get. All right. That makes so much sense to me now. Okay, so my second question is like yesterday I did some connects and stuff, but I wasn't in front of my computer and I don't know. I guess do you guys have a phone app version of this?
Mm-hmm. There's a mobile website. Works awesome.
Okay. But anyway, I didn't know about that. And so then today I was working and it looks like I did absolutely nothing yesterday. But then so how do we backdate our connections?
You can't backdate it right now. You just gotta go in and log them. But that's coming soon.
Okay, good. Because it makes it look like I was a really bad girl.
Well, now you know to use your mobile app. And to get to that mobile web page, guys, you just log on to Teamzy from your web browser in your phone and then save it to your home screen. Okay, so it looks like, sorry, all my lighting, I got lighting all in here. Show you what it looks like. So you can see, I have got a little Teamzy icon right there because I saved it to my home screen. And then what you want to save is that login page because you want a fresh login every time so that your data is fresh whenever you go in there. Because your Safari, if you have an iPhone, I don't really know how it works on Androids, but if something's been open in Safari for ages, sometimes it's not responsive. Okay, so there it is. There's the mobile page, right? So it's simplified a little bit, but it's all right there. And I actually find it's really much faster for me to toggle back and forth between Messenger and text and Teamzy on my phone, even than the because you just do like the little double click toggle. So I like to do it on my phone a lot. Like, when you're sitting in line somewhere, you're sitting at traffic. Well, you shouldn't do it in traffic, but picking the kids up at school, when you have to sit and wait for 20 minutes, those are great times to get connects done.
Okay, can I have one last question? If I do the follow-ups, does that count as a connect?
It does count as a connect, which is why you should do your connects first.
Okay.
So your follow-ups are gravy, right? So they are connects, but you want to get, you just want to you want to just know that you're hitting your proactive starting new conversations goal. So if that makes sense. And one thing that I will tell you, Shelly, is that people that are ADD, are you really ADD? So there's been studies that people who are ADD have a higher incidence of being successful entrepreneurs.
I'm hoping that, and this program works so perfect because I'm such a visual person, and when it was like you nailed it, I'm like, yeah, and I do like a little dance, and it's like that's why I'm all upset that there's like the line dips down to nothing for yesterday, and I'm like,
yeah,
it worked. So that dopamine hits are very important.
It is. What other questions do you guys have?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Jess. Hi. I've been using it for a week now, and I know that this question is more just related to me, but we talked through email, and I still can't upload my contacts for Facebook past the letter S. And I didn't know if that was something you could help me with, or if anyone else has had that problem, because I haven't ranked the rest of my Facebook friends.
I thought, I remember seeing your ticket. And you sure it's not there?
Yeah, I was just trying to rank while I was sitting here.
What's your full name?
Jessica Maroney.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we'll take a look at it at the end of the call. How's that? Maybe I can help you with that.
Perfect. And the other thing was I had some duplicates too, and then I deleted them, and I didn't realize which ones I deleted. I can just add them back in, right? Just by doing the plus. All right. And you can click on anybody's name and you can make them a customer or follow up.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go through that.
I'll show you real quick. So there's a couple things you can do. So if you're on your team page, which I'm on right here, okay, you can go to type mode And you can actually go through your whole list and move people in the different categories.
Oh, okay. That's perfect.
Now, they should be in the category already from the import, right? But if not, you can do that. But you can also just go to a particular person. Like Lindsay is a customer of mine. But let's say she becomes a coach. I just click there, and she's now moved over to a new group.
Okay.
And then I can decide, is she a personally sponsored, a downline, or a fellow team coach, right?
Okay.
And then if she's a coach that cancels her business center, and then I'll move her back to customer.
Awesome.
Because I always get them back as customers.
Yeah.
I do. Like, well, you haven't had Shakeology too much. You're starting to feel depressed, right? Yes. Okay, so that's how you do it. And then, guys, you can add new people by just clicking this add contact. So especially if it's a Facebook friend or an Instagram friend that you actually got their name, like this is so easy because it's just, you just put in their name and they're in, right? And then you can set, so let's say I added somebody in here, right? And boom, now it's created a record for this person, and now I can set a follow-up for tomorrow. So whenever I like to add people in one by one so I can set a follow-up for tomorrow, because I want to follow up with a new person right away, right? So I get a new person from Beachbody, put him in there, follow up for tomorrow, so that I know I'm not waiting for them to come up 3 months from now. I want to follow up right away, and then after we've had a conversation or I've tried to, then I'll let them fall into the flow. Does that make sense? And then if you decide you don't like Joe Blow, you can just. So you will find duplicates, guys, especially because you have Facebook friends who are also coaches or customers. So you want to just look for the one with no data and delete that one, the one that doesn't have their email address and stuff. Okay. Does that make sense?
Jessica,
Yeah.
have you tried searching for a customer past the letter S to see if they're in there and you just can't see them?
I will do that right now.
And then my question was, I noticed today, like, it doesn't seem to update. I don't know when it updates. Like, I finished my 100% yesterday, and then I got on this morning, and it still showed 100%, and I didn't have any contacts. And it didn't seem to change until, like, after 10 o'clock this morning.
You left it logged in all night long?
I did, but I refreshed, I logged out, I logged back in. It still showed the same thing.
Huh, that's strange. I noticed, what browser are you using, Heidi?
Safari.
Yeah, I've noticed that if I leave it logged in all night, especially in Safari, I even get error messages sometimes when I come back to it. I usually log it out and log it in Safari. I'll ask the guys to look at that, but definitely if it's been logged in all night, you know, you should think about logging out, logging back in, just to make sure. That might be what it is.
Okay.
So I know that on some browsers, it will actually log you out, kind of like the Coach Online Office does. You know, when you dial, you try to do, you think it's working, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, you're not even logged in.
Who's after us?
So I'm not a techie person, just so you guys, in case you haven't figured that out. I mean, literally, I drew this thing on my whiteboard and with stick figures, and they weren't even circles. They were bar graphs. You know, the designer made them circles, and then smart guys put it together. Oh, and one thing I do need to say to you guys too, my disclaimer for compliance is that Teamzy is a separate entity from me, and I do not benefit financially when coaches use Teamzy. Okay. So I just need to say that because it's important to them, and it's probably important to you guys too. Oh, and one more thing before we take more questions, and I don't want people to leave without me saying this. So I want to thank Danielle for hosting the training, and also let you know that we are going to do something special for you guys for doing it. And hold on, I'm just bringing up the slide. So Teamzy is typically $29.99 a month for Teamzy membership. Just so you guys know, the reason that they priced it at that is less than the commission on one Shakeology home direct order, right? And so the guys figured if they give it to you for free for a month and you generate all this momentum, you should be able to close one sale. That one sale will pay your Teamzy membership forever, okay? But you guys are also getting special team rate of $24.99 for having this training. Use Danielle's Gmail address as your coupon code. And that is not like your first month. That's just pretty much indefinitely, that's your price. That's a pretty good deal. So thanks, Danielle, for putting that together. And so make sure you guys save that. So if you're starting a free trial now, or if a couple of you have been in it for a week or something, When you have about 10 days left in your trial, you'll get this thing that pops up on your dashboard that says create a subscription. And when you go to that page, you will see a little box that asks, did somebody refer you? That's where you put the email address. You hit enter and it will refresh that price for you. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, that was one of my questions after the trial. What happens? So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
There you go. And the other cool thing too is, if you guys are newer coaches, you may not know about all the cool things you can write off. This is 100% tax deductible business expense. So it's all off your taxes too. So I just wanted to put that in. Now we can answer, I'll take more questions, but I just wanted you guys all to get that, know that you have that as a benefit to you guys. We hope that you'll take advantage of that.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Eric, I'm another Johnson, Susanna Johnson, and I actually just want to thank you for putting this together. I've been a coach for 7 years.
Awesome.
7, I'm an old timer, and so I have been around a long time. So I am super excited that you have put this together, because when I got into the free trial with my success partner, she's like, you have to do this. I'm like, I've been a coach for 7 years. I don't have to do this. And I was like, oh my God, I so have to do this. So I am in the free trial, and this speaks to my language. So a lot of you guys might be newer coaches going, I don't know if I can do this. I've been around a long time, and this is so super exciting for me. You've written it in a language that I can understand as a coach, and I have done every single thing out there that's been known to man to do. And this speaks exactly to what we do, because a lot of businesses that do lead generations don't understand what we do as coaches. So I truly appreciate that you put this in the language that we can understand, that we can really take to the next level. So thank you. I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for putting this program out there for coaches, brand new or old timers like me that have been around a long time. So just, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night and time away from your family to give this to us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for saying that. See, she's my cousin. I planted her. I planted her on this call. I'm just kidding. No, but one thing that I want you guys to know is that this is built for Beachbody coaches from the ground up. It's not something that existed somewhere else that has been made to fit. And the other thing is that it is being driven by you guys as far as what's next and what's being refined and what's being added. We just added this week a new report that lets you see everyone you talked to last week, drill into all your invites and stuff. And that was driven by coach feedback. The whole invites tracking button and all of that was designed basically by users like you guys that were in there sending feedback. So you'll see when you click on the university tab, there's a whole online community where you can talk in forums about different pieces of it, and then you can send direct messages through that floating help button too. We really want you guys to tell us how it can be better, or we really want you to, I always tell people this is, if something's not easy to understand, tell us too, because we shouldn't have to. This is I've got my bookshelf here. I'll share books with you all day long, by the way, guys, but there's one of my favorite books. You don't have to read this book, you just have to see the cover, right? This is my Bible for any software, because I don't know how it works. And I remember when I built the last one for real estate, sitting with the engineers, and I wanted a button that would do a mail merge letter, just one button, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Anyone ever try to do a mail merge letter? And they're like, well, there's 11 processes. And I go, I know, but can't you line up dominoes and just hit the first one? And it took them 6 months to figure out how to do that. But don't make us think. So if you guys are having to think really hard, we totally redesigned the way the Teams page is laid out too, based on coach feedback, because people were like, I don't understand how to do this. So please just don't be afraid to share that feedback. Okay.
I had one other thing to add as well, because I reached out to ask this question. There's a place to put the sales from each customer, which you guys want to make sure you're doing that. So if you get a sale, please make sure to put it in so that you can track it. Right now, Teamzy is not showing that on the screen, how much you've made so far or whatever, but I hear that is something that's coming. The scrolling, how much you've made so far out of sales.
Yeah. You can now see your sales in that report that's on the business page that just came up, but we are going to, the whole income piece of Teamzy is very basic. There's a couple of huge pieces that we haven't built out yet because we wanted to just get it to you guys and get people start using it. One is the whole income area, and we're working on that. we're trying to figure out how the challenge we have is the Beachbody online office. You guys notice that it's kind of complicated to use sometimes? How do I say it nicely? Okay, so literally, when you export, for example, when you export your coaches list one way, and then you export it with one change, it's totally different the way they export it. So every time somebody pulls a report with a little different parameter, the system has to be reprogrammed to accept it. And our engineers cannot figure out. They're like, how is Beachbody doing this? How are they doing everything in it? Everything is one-off type thing. So we're working on it. We're working on the data, because what we want you guys to be able to do is to be able to take reports out of your online office and just upload them right into Teamzy, so you can track your sales, and then ideally it would even attribute back to the right people, right? So that's coming down the road. Those guys are working on that stuff, so it's going to get a lot better. But for now, you just put in the sale when you make it, boom, and it helps you with your ratios, the ratios on your business page that show you how you're doing as far as how many connects it's taking you to create a sale and how many sales it's taking on average before you recruit a coach. Those are important metrics because they change how effective your connects are. So my point is if it's taking you 10 or 20 connects to get a sale and then 10 sales to get a coach, that means that you have to do 200 connects to recruit a coach. When you get better at that, if you cut one of those in half, now you're only doing 20 to get, you know what I mean? So you work on your skill set over time, and we'll be doing training and coaching on how you guys can use those metrics after you kind of get used to using Teamzy, so you can really drill into those skills and get a lot more out of it. So anyway.
Eric, I'm all set, by the way.
They were
I don't
there?
know why it worked, but Heidi, thank you. That worked.
Okay,
it scrolled down to the bottom.
Okay, good.
For the first time. And thank you for doing this.
I suspect that was a browser issue, Jessica. I think that was probably a browser issue.
Yeah.
So, that's why. That's the other thing. Some browsers are kind of funky.
I was trying for my Chromebook before, but now I'm on the regular computer, so
I was going to say
maybe that's what it was.
So that's another thing. If you guys come across some random thing like that, when you send a help desk ticket, just also put in what browser it is, because it may be a browser issue. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that we have to look at that browser and see how to fix it in that browser. Cool.
Eric, I have a question. So I have not gotten on Teamzy yet, and when you import your email contact list, your Facebook contacts, initially you have all them, and then if you become friends with someone else, then you manually add them in. Is that how you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, when you guys import your Facebook, you're gonna have a bunch of junk in there because Facebook throws the whole garbage pail at you.
Is there a limit to how many people?
There's no limit, but if you have, let's say, 5,000 people, if you have that, there is a possibility you could get a timeout error, but you shouldn't. If you do, do you have that many people?
No.
Okay, so don't worry about that. Most people, I found, the 2,000 seems to be the number most people have.
That's about, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it seems to be no problem at all. That takes less than a minute to put 2,000 people in there. You guys will get everybody you've ever sent a friend request to and didn't accept, everyone you've unfriended, they'll all be imported. So you're going to have to go through and do some cleanup. And that's just the best we can do with Facebook. Sorry.
Can I point out with that too? Thank you to Danielle and Heidi for helping me through trying out Teamzy. I watched your video about importing the Facebook, and I didn't realize if you've ever used Unroll Me to stop getting notifications. So if you enroll at every place you ever needed an email address, or I don't want Facebook notifications going in my email, so it's like a spam folder that I never go into. I had to go into my folder that says Facebook to find the download of the to import in. So I'm not a techie either, so thankfully Heidi pointed that out for me, because I know in the video it says it can take X amount of time to a couple of days. I'm like, why is this not happening? And thankfully I found it that way. So just So
If you have Gmail, Gmail splits you into folders, right? And you've got your like social media folder or whatever that it might drop into.
So I'm not techie either, and so where do we go for support? Is there a help button in Teamzy, or do we? Okay,
Yeah, it's floating around on every page.
all right.
And I'll say this too, when you send out an email to them, to the help, it's like it's a personal message you get back. They'll go back and forth with you to figure it out. I mean, I think the help is absolutely phenomenal because I had a few things where it was user error, but thankfully they weren't like, hey, stupid. No, but it was just great help and really simple the way they, went back and forth in the messages with me and got it all squared away. So nice. So nice.
The guys, the guys who are doing that are just really passionate about this group. They love you guys. So they'll take good care of you.
So you've mentioned Safari quite a bit. How about Chrome? It's compatible with Chrome too?
Yeah, it's compatible with all browsers, but every browser has its own little quirks. And so every once in a while there'll be something. I mean, I think we've ironed them all out, but we're going to keep adding new things, which will break things. And this is an entrepreneurial app, and it's run by a small team, not a big corporation. So it's going to develop fast and furious, and there's going to be new features all the time. It's not going to happen once every 10 years. And you may find that when an awesome thing releases, things are broken for 15 minutes because we broke something, but they'll be all over it, fixing it. So if you see that happen, just let them know right away, because usually you guys notice it before we do, and then they'll fix it. So.
Okay, so I apologize for so many questions, but so again, I'm not on it yet. If I were to go on tonight, teamzy.com, and sign up, how soon should I get that app on my phone? Like, is that essential to do it like within 24 hours, or if I wait till the weekend to do it?
As soon as you get your contacts in, you can start using it on your phone.
Okay.
Once you have it set up on the desktop, I mean, it doesn't do you any good without any contacts in it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you can set it up pretty instantly. They just ask for an email address. It doesn't even have to be a real email address, though. I recommend you give us a real email address, because then you can get emails from us that are helpful. But yeah, you get it started. You guys will love it. I mean, that's the thing. We didn't build this for every Beachbody coach. We don't want every Beachbody coach. We want the ones who this can really help. The ones who are already coming from a place of connection, of relationship, and the way they approach their business. I think people like that are going to get it right away. They're going to go, oh yeah, I like that idea. The people who, like me, heard them say invite a million times and went, what does that mean? And how am I going to just invite somebody I've never talked to? Or, they don't even know what I'm doing. It's like, I'm inviting them. That's so weird. Like, what does that mean? And so for me, it was like, well, I'm going to connect with people, and we're going to have a conversation. And when it's appropriate, I want to invite. So how do I get to three invites? Well, I connect with 20 people. That's how. Right. So anyhow. Then someday, if Carl wants to buy this thing and give it to all coaches, that's
I love it.
we'll be happy to give that to him, as long as he lets us finish making it awesome first.
That's right.
Okay, so I have one last question. If you send out like a bulk email, is there a way to like put people in an email group and then click that you sent out an email so that it shows that you connected with them, so to speak?
We're gonna have that. We're gonna have a full email marketing suite built in. We were working on integrating with MailChimp, and we were like halfway there, honestly. And then we discovered that MailChimp has a specific compliance issue that they do not support network marketing companies.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, so if they find out your network marketing company, they will cancel your subscription. So that was a no-go. So we're looking at a few others, but the goal is that Teamzy will be fully integrated with at least one, maybe as many as 3 email marketing platforms. So you guys will have a choice. And then what we want you to be able to do is have the full flexibility and power of one of those systems, but have it totally integrated into Teamzy. So we already know how to do it. We're just looking at the different ones. We've been looking at Aweber, which a lot of people have recommended. A lot of Beachbody coaches have recommended to us. The only challenge we had with Aweber so far is that they don't have like the free version. So we really would like one that had a free version, so you could use it for free with Teamzy and not have to pay an additional. So so stay tuned. That will happen fast though. That will happen in the next couple of months, where you'll be able to do mass email marketing. So we're after that one hot. Those are the two things that we're after really bad right now is the sales, you know, your income part and the email marketing.
That
Okay.
answered all my questions.
For now. So if you have more questions, you guys can you can message them directly, or you can ask them in the community, however you want. I encourage you guys to use it for free. Here's the thing, I will tell you, some people do free trial and they don't use it. Like, get in there, start it, and go for it. Do like I did. Do a power hour. If you did that just 3 days a week, guys, it's going to cause so much momentum. I remember when the very first version of Teamzy came out. It was in was it August, September? It was in the fall. Like it barely worked. I mean, I was able to import a list. Actually, I wasn't able to import a list. One of the engineers imported a list for me, and they fed it to me. And I went through one day, and in an hour, I did 43 connects. So I just want you guys to know, I did 43 connects, and it translated to in one day. And I was so busy that I didn't use it anymore that month. I ended up with 23 Success Club points that month.
Oh, there you go.
So, like, because I hadn't done that much outreach at all. So you guys may find, especially in the beginning, when you're reaching out to your best people in the beginning, you may find that you get really good results right off the bat. And that's what we hope for. We hope that you would get that right off the bat, so that you're encouraged, so that you, of course, keep using it and keep going deeper with it. So anyhow.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Yes, thank you so much, Eric. I am so thankful for that fun.
Danielle, thanks for inviting us.
Oh, I'm so glad you all could come. This is going to be so good. So good.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
And you guys can share that coupon code with any coach you know. They didn't have to be on this call.
thank
Teams,
you.
whatever, share that code with them. Say you're on the ends. Get them going.
Okay. All right, we will.
Awesome. Is anyone going on the cruise? If so, maybe I'll see you on the boat. You're going? Awesome. So, not that we may not cross paths. There's going to be 6,000 people on that thing, but it's possible. All right. Talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Thanks.
guys. Nice. Thank you.
My pleasure.